Hey everyone, this is Rachel. Thanks for clicking on my video. And I came in today with the reality show Roundup. Now this first story is about Kandi and Block. And you know that Block is Riley's father. So a week or so ago, I read a little story where Kandi talked about that she did not know that Block was married when they first got together. Now, at the time, I didn't think anything of it. I think the story said that Kandi thought that Block and his then wife were separated or divorced. Well, today I read a story where the wife gave an interview about what she alleges actually happened. She basically says that Kandi is the one that broke up her marriage. She said that Kandi was a side chick and Kandi knew that she was a side chick. She also goes on to say that Kandi is the one that told her that she was pregnant, by Block. And the wife says that she told Kandi at the time that Block was not only involved with her, but he was involved with, I think, 3 or 4 other women. And the wife goes on to say that she told Kandi at that time, he's not going to be there for this baby. He has all of these women, blah, blah, blah. And the wife talked about how she tried, to let Kandi know what type of person he was and all of this. Now, I don't know how true this is, but this is the information that's coming out from the wife. There's also in this story allegations that Block was abusive to, I believe, this wife that, had told Kandi all of this. So I don't know, y'all. The wife even goes on to say that Kandi and Block's relationship only lasted, about 3 months when she got pregnant with Riley. So I don't know who to believe. I did hear stories about Kandi being the one that broke up this marriage, but you don't know what to believe now. Now, this wife is also saying that she watches Real Housewives of Atlanta and that she cannot believe that Kandi is now playing the victim when she knew the score going in, what type of person that he was and what he was and was not going to do. Now, I had talked about this relationship with Block, and Kandi wanted him to have a relationship with Riley. And the only thing I say about all of this is I am really sorry that they have this playing out on television, because like I mentioned in my video, Riley is a teenager now and she has to go to school after people have watched this on Sunday night, and all of her family business is out there for these kids to tease her about. And I just don't think that they should have done this storyline. I think this is one that Bravo should have put on the shelf and not even ventured into this. Now, the wife also says that Kandi let this happen, let this storyline be aired on Real Housewives of Atlanta because she needed a storyline. Now, I don't know how true that is, and I hope that Kandi would not be so desperate to have a storyline on the show that she would exploit this, all of this stuff with Riley's father. Because, situations like this, you don't want your kids to go through this. I could see if they're exploiting stuff with her and Todd, with her and Mama Joyce, and her little crew and all of that, but leave Riley out of it. Like I said in my video that I did about Real Housewives of Atlanta, the review for this past Sunday show, these kids nowadays, when they're getting teased, they are committing suicide. So I don't think I would have let them venture into this storyline. When Bravo would have approached me with it, I would have told them, look, Riley did not sign up for this. I did. Let's leave Riley and her father out of this, because this is something that could really truly damage a relationship for my child with her father for the rest of her life. Now, if Bravo wouldn't have respected that, for me, I would have walked away when it came to my child. If they were going to still run with it after I asked them not to, then that would have caused me to walk away from the show. But I don't know, these people, you know, money is the root of all evil. And if Kandi, you know, allowed this, or, you know, so she could have a storyline, then you know what, y'all, shame on her. I told y'all in that past video, Kandi used to be my favorite, but something about her these last couple seasons is just starting to rub me the wrong way, and I don't know what it is, because I still like her, but I don't know. I don't even know if like is the word for her now, but she's starting to rub me the wrong way. And I don't know, like I said, what it is. And this is one storyline that I'm not going to say that I want to see played out. You know how when I do these, I'll say I'm going to watch this, and, you know, I'm curious to see how it's going to play out. This one, I'm not going to say that. I've had, you know, teenagers, and teenagers can be very moody, very complicated, and you can do a lot of damage to them if you don't handle certain situations correctly. Now, I'm the mother of a 29-year-old and a 22-year-old, so I think I have a right, and I think I have an expertise in this, because my oldest child will be almost 30. So I just know that you got to handle them a little carefully when they become teenagers, especially that relationship with her father, because whatever Kandi feels about Block, you know, Kandi's gone on with her life. She has a new husband, she has a new child, but Block will always be Riley's father, and you don't want to damage that relationship, because whatever you feel about him, that's still Riley's father. And I'm just going to leave that story right there, y'all. I just hope Kandi did not allow them to bring this man on so she could have a storyline. Lord, y'all, this next one is about Joseline and Stevie J. Child, they at it again. Child, I done heard that Joseline done whooped Stevie's ass while she was pregnant. Lord, y'all, these people, when I first read this, I was cracking up. These two are like the ghetto Bonnie and Clyde, and Bonnie has flipped her wig and whooped Clyde's ass. Now, what they say happened is this. Y'all know in the last week or so, we've been reading stories where Stevie is kind of softening, you know, towards Joseline and the baby. He's saying that he's, you know, he's going to be there if the results show that he is the father. He even went so far as to say that there was not an impossibility that they could get back together, or something to that effect. Now, I think they did a little photo shoot last weekend, and that's where the trouble started to happen. They say that Stevie J had just went to do the paternity test, and I don't know what happened behind the scenes or what went on between him and Joseline, what words were slung, but evidently Joseline came to his crib, child, and fucked Stevie face up. And Stevie filed some type of complaint against her and told the judge that she needs psychological testing, and that maybe the baby, when the baby is born, should be in some type of protective custody, because that bitch is crazy. Y'all, he knew and he knows who Joseline is. And actually, think about it. If Joseline whooped him up while she was pregnant, now probably what it is she was throwing blows and Stevie didn't want to hit her back because she was pregnant. But in the meantime, Joseline was like, you gonna learn today. And she fucked his face up. Y'all, this shit is hilarious. Even now when I think about, like, picture Joseline fucking his face up. Now, y'all, another thing, they said that the cameras were rolling when all of this went down. So we may get to see this on the next season show. Child, this shit is gonna be funny. They said Joseline was cussing him out every which way. She was not having it that day. I first want to know what happened that made Joseline blow up and try to fuck Stevie up. What did he say or do or whatever? Because, child, this woman is crazy. Now, the funny thing about it is I think that if Joseline wasn't pregnant and, she was in tip-top shape, I actually think she would give Stevie a run for his money if they were actually in, hand-to-hand combat, because Joseline kind of cock strong. And, I think eventually Stevie will wear her out just by virtue that he is a man. But I think he'd have to get up and go, because I think Joseline would give it to him right back. He would have to fight her like she was a dude out in the street. Y'all, when are these two gonna be done with each other? When are they gonna be done with each other? If this baby is Stevie's, don't look like they're gonna be done for quite a while. Stevie got at least 18 fucking years to be dealing with her, and basically she got 18 years to be dealing with him, and that's in the least. Because even though they turn 18, you say, look, my child is 18, I don't have to deal with this man or this woman anymore. But the reality is you tied to that person for the rest of your life. These two just cracked me up. Y'all, I had to cut the narration for a moment because I went into a coughing jack here. But yeah, as I was saying, these two are going to be dealing with each other, y'all, for a long time. Now, you know what that means for us? Plenty of laughs, because I'm serious. I know for them this is serious because there's a child now involved, and this is not a game for them. But on the outside looking in, when you hear stories like this, that Joseline done whooped Stevie's ass, y'all, that don't make y'all laugh, because it had me cracking up. Because as soon as I read the headline, Joseline done fucked Stevie up. No, y'all, I'm just playing. That wasn't the headline. But as soon as I read that Joseline had beat Stevie's ass, y'all, I was cracking up. I couldn't wait for the page to load when I clicked on the link to see exactly what happened. Now, I am so glad that the cameras were rolling, because I hope to God they include this in the next season's show. But one thing that I was thinking about as I read this, Joseline is now gonna find out how Mimi feels, or felt, and all of that. Because just because Joseline had a baby doesn't mean that Stevie J is not going to be out there gathering other bitches to get on his bus. So now Joseline is the one with the baby, and she's going to have to watch Stevie parade women around the way she was doing with Mimi. You know what they say? The way you got them is the way that you lose them. Now, I think in Stevie's case, he probably was glad to get rid of Joseline's crazy ass. But Stevie seems to pick a certain type of woman. These women, when you look at them, and even with Mimi's story, behind the scenes, these women are like a little damaged. And it's almost like Stevie picks these type of women so he can kind of dominate them or something. It's like they're beautiful girls, but for some reason or the other, they have low self-esteem or something is missing inside. You know, we all watch Mimi tell the story of how her mother abandoned her and all of that. You know, her mother was into that Scientology stuff. We heard how Joseline, you know, in Puerto Rico was basically, you know, not too strong with her family. And men like Stevie seem to single out that one woman with those characteristics in their background, or those things that have happened in their background, and then they lock on to those type of women, and they pick them over and over and over again, and they have these relationships with these women, have babies by them, and just keep moving on. Stevie likes that. He has a busload of these type of women in his past. So again, I'm looking forward to whatever they're going to show on Love and Hip Hop when all of this happens, because child, I want to see Joseline whoop Stevie's ass, because Mimi would just get mad and grit her teeth and be talking all, you know, hard and shit, but she ain't do nothing. He got a brawler now. He got him a damn Tyson or a Ali, because Joseline sounded like she was madder than a motherfucker. So Stevie better get his child support payments together, because Joseline is the type that would get in her whip after the baby is born, right over to Stevie's house, banging on the door, talking about where her money. And then when he don't open it up, Joseline seemed like the type to me that she would kick the damn door down and go in and whoop his ass and take her fucking money. Y'all, like I told you, these two, we got years of giggles. As long as they keep them on the show, we gonna be laughing, child. And with that, y'all, thanks for watching my video. I just thought I'd come in with those two stories. You guys have a great night. Bye-bye now.